What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of We Are Just Making It. I'm your host, Amir Lancaster. Unfortunately, my co-host, my brother, Ollie Lancaster, wasn't able to make it with us today. But today I've got a good friend from Houston, Texas. Honestly, this is the first time we've met in person.
Yeah.
Everything that we've done has always been social media based, and now we're here in the flesh.
We're here in the flesh, and that's the great thing about social media, bro. It's just like it brings people together.
Go ahead, tell the people your name, tell them what you do, give them the rundown.
Yeah, so Cameron Jackson, like you said, from Houston, Texas. I do real estate investing, social media. That's like one thing that we both do, and it's like really crazy just how life has just worked, I would say, just in the past couple of years. So went to play football at Coastal Carolina, stopped playing football once I kind of saw the league dreams kind of fading, moved to Louisiana, opened up a shipping container park, moved from Louisiana after a little while to Houston, started getting into a little bit more real estate investing, buying properties, and then just kind of finding my way. Through all of that, documenting the process, putting it on social media, and then now we're here. That's like a fast track kind of what happened, but yeah, now we're here and just living life, man. Constantly just investing in real estate, and just taking social media a lot more serious.
Yeah, and I mean, I think one thing that really drew me to you in terms of your content and the way that you did it is, one, we both do it a similar style. It's kind of that vlog-esque, just like quick highlights, bam, 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 bam. But two, it was also the fact that like you were pretty transparent about everything that you've done. So it's like with real estate investing, like everyone always hears there's so many ways, one, to skin the cat when it comes to real estate investing. You can do foreclosures, which is what you do. You can do owner occupancy, which is what a lot of people typically do to get their foot into it. But you were just kind of like, yo, I'm gonna start buying houses, I'm gonna start flipping them, and I'm gonna start making rental income off of it. So is that your primary? That's what you do?
Yeah, so that's like what I do. So that's primary. That's what I tell people all the time. Like a lot of people think I'm an influencer and all of that. But like I do love the content creation, but like
it's just
my bread and butter.
Vessel.
It's a vessel. So my bread and butter is the real estate investing. And I've done a lot of different things, like you said, the foreclosures, the flips, and everything. And through that whole process, I like that you said it because I always try to keep it genuine, bro. Because I tell people that's the biggest thing. It's like you want to be relatable, you want to be genuine. It's just like show people the good side and show people the bad side. I show people every time I get a property screwed up. I'm like, come look at this.
I remember you don't even show them the times that you get a property screwed up. You show them the times that you screw up, and then what it looks like when your tenants leave, which is even. I think that's probably the worst part about all of it.
Dude, it's been bad, and I'm going through something right now as we speak. But it's all a part of the process, man. And I just love it. I truly do. So real estate investing is like my bread and butter. That's one thing I'm going to continue to do, and something that I'm just expanding on and is doing a lot. And I'm excited that you're jumping into it this year as well. So we'll have to get some things rolling.
Absolutely. I'm going to need any piece of guidance that you can offer me, and we'll kind of talk about that later on in the podcast. So the way that I like to break the podcast up is, for the first part of it, I kind of like to get to know Cam. We like to get to know the person, kind of figure out what it means for you to just be making it, and then two, on the second part of that is focusing on the business side of it. What does, from a business perspective, it mean for you to just be making it? A lot of the conversations that I've had as an individual, especially with friends, coworkers, business partners, whatever, everyone has a different version of I'm just making it. Or everyone in today's society isn't really looking to be first place. A lot of people have started to settle with just like, I'm just trying to make it. Like,
it's hard enough.
I'm just trying to survive. Yeah, and that's the thing is like life is hard. And so we really just wanted to start creating a community and creating a cast that was around the idea of it's okay whatever route you decide to go, just make sure it resonates with you.
I love that.
And so for you, what kind of got you into real estate? Because I know you said you played football. You had probably a ton of different opportunities and avenues you could have gone after college.
Right.
So why real estate investing? It's scary.
Man, honestly, it's crazy, right? So my mom gets all the credit for the real estate investing. Growing up, high school, I didn't care about, because my thing growing up was they said, okay, you get a full scholarship. You don't have to work, you don't have to do anything. So I was like, okay, I need to go to school, I need to get a full scholarship, and I'm good. So I never worked. My mom always had rental properties, so I would go and she'd have me like helping her with the rental properties, and I hated doing it. She'd always like pay me and my friends to help her, paint things, move things, and I was like, all right, cool. Time passes, and I started a clothing brand while I'm in college, and she's like, okay, look, you have a little bit of money. Let's get that money and put it into real estate. So she tells me this, and I'm like, what was this, like about to go into my last football season. And I was like, you know what? None of my friends are doing this. Let me just try this. So I put a little bit of money into her. We got a property. I started getting that income, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was like,
now yours are rental based, right?
Yeah, rental based. But I've done everything. I've done the flips, the new builds, and I've kind of just figured out what I can
what you
do,
like, right?
And so just fell in love with just like that one property and just getting that money. And then my grandpa gives me a piece of property where I have a snowball stand that this guy has, and he's paying me monthly. He was paying him for years, and then he would, pay him late in those times. So my grandpa gives me the property. I'm harassing the dude. First through the fifth, if he doesn't have the money on the fifth, I'm like, where's my money at? I'm not my grandpa.
Right.
He's got money. I'm like, I'm in college. I need this. I'm like, where's this money at? Right. And so I went through that process, and I was like, man, I just love just dealing with the people, making the connection, and then like either giving people a business to have or giving people a home. It's just like, I just love that process of it. And that's how I got started. My mom got the credit, and so she was the one that really got me into it. And then I just started just trying, to see what worked, foreclosures, I've done Section 8, and there's a lot of different things like that. But just falling in love with the process. I really got into it because of the freedom. I really like the freedom that real estate gives you.
And it's funny, you say that, like, even being a real estate agent, every agent goes into real estate because we want freedom.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, you lose all of your freedom. You're always working.
You're always
like, there's always something.
Always
like,
something.
Even right now, like, my texts are coming in about my listing, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'll get to you, and I can get to you. And I guess that is the freedom, is like, we've chosen this. We've chosen to work all day versus like we're forced to work for 8 hours.
And you can look at it either way too, because a lot of people think that when you get the freedom and you start this business or you do real estate and you're a real estate agent, that you have all this freedom and that you're your own boss and that you can just slack off. But that's when you got to work even harder, because you don't have anybody on your back saying you have to do this, this, and this. You got to really know yourself and know what you can do and know how to do it. Like it's honestly hard.
So from a self-awareness perspective, what have you kind of learned about yourself? Is it that like you want to get your hands dirty 24/7 and you want to keep learning, or is it more of like you want to find an avenue and stick to that avenue and just like if it works, it works,
Honestly, what I've learned about myself is that I switch things too fast sometimes.
You're always looking for the next.
I'm always looking for the next thing. And I think that with real estate, it's good because I can go and I can get the property and I can do the work and I can do it for a couple months and go hard and go hard and go hard. And then I can like chill for a second. So just knowing myself and knowing like I'm always looking for the next thing and trying to figure out, okay, I'm looking for the next thing. And I can be lazy too, to be completely honest with you. I know myself. I can really be lazy. So like I have to know how to really know myself. Like I've really learned myself a lot lately. Like I have to work out usually in the mornings.
Yeah.
And if I don't like wake up and it's like work out, get a run in or do something, like the rest of my days aren't as good. So I'm just like learning, like I'm a lot more productive when I do that. And then, like I said, just being able to just know myself and say, okay, I know that I have a short term of like I will do something for a little while and then I will not want to do it as much. And so real estate kind of gives me that freedom to like really grind for a few months and then like chill for a second. Grind for a few months and then chill for a second.
What forced you to go into that self-discovery? Because I mean, typically people only do self-discovery for one or two reasons. Someone's leaving them or something horrible has happened and they're just like, I need to change. So what was like the moment where you're like, yo, I really need to get to know myself because that's the only way that I'm going to survive or be successful?
Honestly, my girl.
Really?
To be completely honest with you.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, like to be completely honest with you, she's the one that just like is always like wanting the best for me, and it's like she knows the potential in me, and sometimes when I'm not bringing it out myself, she's able to bring it out to me, and she says, you're not good at this, you're not good at this, you need to work on this, and it's like it's coming from love and it's coming from a good place, and she knows me more than anybody. So I would honestly say her, to be completely honest with you.
How does it feel having someone that's in your corner, but is also like they can see straight through you? How does that feel for you?
It's like good and bad, because like it's like I don't know. Sometimes you want to bullshit people, but it's like when they know you so well, it's like you can't, man. You can't. So it's like it's good and it's bad, but at the end of the day, it's always good because they keep you accountable. And it's 100%. Like if you can't keep yourself accountable sometimes, having that person that can do it that 10% of the time when you're not doing it, it just gets you there. And I love it, honestly, because I have my mom that's always on my back, and then my girl's always helping me out too. So it's like it's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have. You have the setup, you have the dream team. And I mean, even from a content perspective, you have the setup, you have the vision. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've looked in the comment sections and people are like, dude, I want your life. And I'm like, man, I get that same reaction. And it's like, you actually don't want my life. Like I would prefer like you be like, yo, I would want a lesser version of that, because a lot of people with social media, they see what we decide to put out there, right? Granted, we try and give a little bit of transparency, but even that transparency is, I'm not gonna post a video of me crying.
Yeah, I'm not.
Right? I'll post a video of me like down bad, but like there's still levels to that transparency.
100%.
And so with your content, let's start here. Why did you start to create content? Because as an investor, you don't need to.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, it can be a cool hobby, but you don't need to do it.
Man, so my friend, one of my boys, was always trying to get me to just like share what I was doing, because he thought it was really interesting. And I never thought it was. I was just like, bro, what I'm doing, it's like, it's cool, but
It's your life.
just didn't really, yeah, it's my life. I was just like, you never think your life is like really that cool. Kept wanting me to, show it. And I was like, you know what? He was like, a lot of people could learn. I was like, you know what? Let me try. So I started showing it a little bit more. And it hit me once people started being like when I know you get the same comments when people are like, man, you're inspiring me. Like,
and I'm like, what?
It's like,
this is wild.
Like, it's wild. It's like, I can't believe this.
I have no idea.
I'm literally just like you. Like, 100%. I'm still trying to find my way. Like, I wake up, I have bad days. I wake up and I don't know what the hell I'm doing sometimes. And it's like, for you to be like, you're inspired by me, and then people like really see what the message that you're trying to put out there and reciprocate it, and it's like really feel it, I'd be like, oh man. That's when I was like really like, okay, let me take it a little bit more serious and just like really like put myself and just be like relatable and just like be real with the people. And that's what really drove me to like start sharing everything. And once I started seeing like kind of that love and just like people just loving it and saying like they needed the content, like they needed it, I was like, I love this.
Would you say like the fact that you've stepped into that creator space, obviously at the beginning it's fun because you're like, it's almost like you don't care what you post, so you're just like, I'm gonna post it. I don't care. Whereas now you know that you're an inspiration, you know that people resonate with you, so it's almost, you might not be focused on the number, but you're focused on the number, right? Because at this point you've had success with it. Would you say because you've had success with your content, it weighs heavier on you to post? Like almost like those bad days that you have are now really bad days because,
honestly, you hit it on the head, especially. And then a lot of times, like you said earlier, just social media is like, it can be a highlight, you can't show everything. But I see other people, like other creators, and like I've been watching you for a while, right? I've been watching you for a while, and a couple other creators that I've just been seeing, like everyone's killing it. And it's just like, sometimes you just feel pressure on like, am I putting the right things out? Like,
right.
Like, and you can't stop posting because it's like people need it. Like you just like,
that's where I'm
keep
at.
Going.
I'm at the point in my career, like content wise, where I've stopped posting because I got bored. I started getting this phase of like, I feel like I'm posting the same things every day. No one else can be interested in that. And in reality, people are like, yo, we miss like seeing your days like that. I'm like, how can you like that?
You are in the same space I'm at right now. You're in the same exact space where I'm at. And you just get to a point where like you get a block and you're like, and you just stop and you're like,
yeah.
But sometimes you get motivated a little bit more, and
exactly,
and then you'll do it for a little while, and then you'll stop, and you don't think nobody needs it, or you'll think that it's just getting boring. Because I get bored my own stuff.
It's not that we care what other people think.
Right.
It's that we're bored.
I'm bored of it.
I don't want to keep.
I don't want to keep showing you the same exact thing. That's my problem. So like with the vlogs, it's like, for instance, okay, everyone does the vlogs. The vlogs are good, but like showing you the same things, I'm like, sometimes like I get, like you said, you just get bored. It's like, I don't want to keep showing you the same things. Like I want to switch it up, and I want to teach you some things. I want to show you different sides of me. And it's just like, especially with the content game, you just got to really figure it out. And it's like, know what to post, and still be your authentic self. It's honestly harder than a lot of people think, to be completely honest with you.
It's way harder. It's way harder.
Creating content is like easy and everyone can do it. I'm like, everyone is doing it kind of, but it's not as easy as you think it is. No. I'm like, this game is getting serious.
And you see a lot of people at least attempting to do content. Like I have a lot of friends, like I watch their stuff and I'm like, I don't know why you're not being successful. And that brings me to my next point is like, then the one thing that I struggled with, especially when I started creating content, was the why me? And it was like, why am I blowing up? I don't know. Why am I getting the brand deals? I don't know. Because I can look down in a room or down the line and there's other people creating the same content, but there was just something about me that people were like, I resonate with his look. I resonate with his skin complexion or whatever. And I was like, dang. And so it's like I almost had to keep showing up because in a way the people chose me, and I was like,
they chose you.
And that's the thing is like the people chose you, and so it's like you one have to show up for yourself, but two, you now feel the pressure of showing up for everyone else because it's like they gave us the opportunity to have this, and so what are we gonna do? Just sit on our hands?
And squander it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think there's a lot of pressure, just like making sure that you're putting out good things constantly, especially when you see other creators doing it, like doing it for real. Like, oh my, like I could go on the list and name them, like Carlos, for instance. You know Carlos Harris, the bald. He's like bald. You know, like Deo,
I know Deo.
Rasique.
Yeah.
Like they're killing the game, bro.
Yeah.
Like they really are. So it's just like, you know, it's inspiring, and I even get inspired by other creators. I love your content. I love a lot of people's content, and it's just like, it's such a game that is getting harder and harder and harder, and you just have to really just not be hard on yourself and just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna throw it out there.
That's the thing, is you just
post it.
You just got to post it, and it's easier. I know it's way easier said than done, because it's almost like I need to go back to the beginning, go back to the basics of what it is, instead of like being like, how can I level up what I already have? It's like, just go back. Like, you'll figure it out.
My girl tells me all the time, go watch your old stuff.
Bro, when I tell you, that's what my girl always tells me. She's like, before, because I was creating content before me and Natalie had ever met. That's my girlfriend's name. And so things shifted, obviously, once I got in a relationship, because I want to come across in a different way. I've evolved as a man, like different things have happened. And she's like, just go back to the beginning. And I'm like, it's not that easy to go back to the beginning. And then I look at what I was doing in the beginning, and it was easy. Like, I was doing my voiceovers, I was creating the vlogs. If I wanted to like voice over on a vlog, I was like genuinely authentic and taking my time, sitting there with my phone, speaking into my little Apple mic. Dude, going,
I know what it's
man, today was a rough day.
Killing it.
But now I'm like sitting here creating scripts, and I'm like, I need to learn my inflections. And that's the thing with leveling up. But at the same time, if you get, and I guess this goes for anything in life, if you get to a place where like your progress is slowed, I mean, in the gym, anywhere, slow down, go back to the basics, and give yourself that like space, a buffer to figure out, like, who was it?
That's a gym right there. That's huge.
Slow down to speed up. One of my good friends, I just had him in on our last episode. That was his mantra: slow down to speed up.
I like that a lot, actually. Slow down to speed up. And like you said it too, it's like you see a lot of people creating content, and like you said, it's like they ask you, you know, for strategies and why aren't they blowing up? And it's like, you just got to keep going, bro, because I wasn't expecting to post a content and ever like do what it's doing now. Like, I was never expecting that. I just wanted to share my story and kind of just go. And I think a lot of people, they post 10 videos and one doesn't go viral, and they're just like, it's not for me. It's not for me. But it's like, no, that I have, how many videos do you think you've posted in the last 4 or 5 years?
I've only been doing this for 2 years, and I know for a fact I've at least posted 100 vlogs
easily,
because I was doing my making in real estate, and I was keeping a day count of every vlog I created, and I got up to 100, and then I was like, man, I feel like these got to change.
100. People do 10 to 15 and think they're gonna kill it. Like, you've been doing this for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go and keep going.
It's crazy to think like, I don't even put that in perspective. Like, I've been doing this for 2 years, and there was days where I was creating 2 to 3 pieces of content a day. Granted, I wasn't always following the structure of like, you've got to post 3 times a day. I was like, I'm gonna post, I'm gonna give what I can give, and that's it.
I like how you said that.
That's it.
You know, Gary, everyone likes to say post 5 times, 6 times, and it's like, you can't.
And I get it. If you invested and you became a creator, right? Because that's where a lot of those speakers and educators come from, is a space of like an all-in mentality. But you also can't do an all-in mentality in today's society. Like, things are expensive. Rent is more expensive than it's ever been. Buying a house is more expensive than it's ever been. Groceries. So it's like, to have this all-in mentality and the chance of one day making it, it's just not, the risk isn't worth the reward anymore. And so it's like, what do you do?
I'm still trying to figure it out, man. It's like, I'm just trying to make it. You just gotta try
thank you.
Like, and
that's the name of this podcast.
I love that, because we're all just trying to make it. I don't care what part of life you are. People think, and it's like, people, you get the comments all the time, man. I wish, you know, I want to do this, or I wish this was me. I was just like, no, bro. Like, we are all on the same level. We're just trying to make it, because life is hard. I tell people all the time. I'm like you just said, rent, groceries, like, things are expensive right now. So it's like, life is getting harder and harder and harder and harder. And it's like, you need to take care of your mental health. You need to take care of your physical health. And you need to be emotionally stable, because it's only going to get harder.
That's the biggest thing, is the mental health aspect comes with it too, especially for anyone that decides to get into the creator spaces. Because while a lot of people love you, the ones that hate you, man, they make sure they show up every single day to let you know that they are there. If I was to go in my blocked account right now, and this is just the people that like, they showed up every day, and I was like, yo, you're honestly really persistent. I applaud you. I'm going to reward you with the fact that you are blocked. So that way you're like, dang. He saw this.
Yeah, you're gone.
Like, I have at least 90 people.
Oh, yeah. My list is... Because I'll do it quick now. At this point, I do it quick. I'm like, look, as soon as I see it, I'm scrolling, block. I don't even like read the block. Quick. Like, we don't even need you around anymore.
I don't.
Positive energy, positive vibes only, bro.
And that's the thing is, like, nowadays... We keep saying it. Life is already hard enough. Why do I need to try and make your life harder because mine's in misery? Like, especially if you're looking for support from someone or you look up to that person, like you commenting on my stuff or me commenting on your stuff and looking to get under your skin isn't going to make me respond to you and go, hey bro, like what's your problem? And it's like, nah, dude, like I just had a tough day. And I've seen that on a couple of different creators. Like they'll respond to people in the comments and they'll immediately be like, why was that necessary? And then the commenter is immediately like, sorry man, I just had a really rough day and I saw your post and it just triggered me. And I'm just like, you didn't have a filter? Like you just thought it was free game on social?
Yeah. And you don't get anything from that too. It's just spreading hate for no reason.
Yeah.
But the hate comes, like you said.
How have you dealt with that?
Honestly, bro, you just kind of I think at first it definitely can, you know, take a toll on you in the sense of just like second guessing yourself or second guessing your, you know, your route. Right. You know, and it's like, okay, am I doing the right thing? Or like, is what they're saying true? But it's like, you know, like you said, some people just having bad days and they just want to just spread some hate. And they see you doing good and they see you having a great time and they just want to spread hate. You know, they want to talk about the tripods and they think, but they don't understand, man. Like this is how
it's got to get done.
It's got to get done.
We don't have people. It's not like we have a group of friends where we all follow each other around with cameras.
Yeah.
It's like we're not YouTubers. We're content creators.
But when you really think about it, it's so dope.
It is.
You're creating little movies and like you can go back and just watch these years. And it's cool because it's like, okay, when you watch a movie, you don't sit there and if you watch a movie, I hate like people that like sit there and you watch a movie and they're like, this is fake. Just enjoy the movie.
Just be present.
Just be present and enjoy what I just gave to you. Yeah. Because don't worry about how I put the camera all the way in the parking lot and I did this and that. Just watch it and be like, wow, I like how you capture those angles. Right. You don't have to hate. Yeah. Like Drew Walls.
Oh man,
Drew Walls.
I felt bad for the boy.
Yeah, like that's the bro.
I felt really bad for him because at the same time I was doing the exact same stuff. Granted, I try and do my stuff way more discreet than everyone else, and I've been doing it that way. I typically just take my phone, and if I can prop it up on something, then I prop it up on that, and I walk away. I shamelessly care if other people are staring at me. Like I freeze. Granted, I don't care what people say on social media, but if I see someone see me in public filming content, I immediately just like, I go red in the face and I'm just like, don't mind me. Like I immediately start stuttering and making excuses. Yeah. And I honestly was like, dude, mad respect for that guy. Like you will literally show up in the parking lot of a Target or wherever you are, get your shot. And if it's not the right shot, you're going to reshoot. And that's how you make good content.
That's what it takes.
And that's what it takes. But people dragged him because he's publicly trying.
And he's not doing. People are doing way worse things.
Way worse things.
Shopping at Target,
minding his own.
It's not living his life.
He's not pranking people. He's not exposing himself.
Like that stuff's lame.
But the thing is people will glorify that and be like, oh, but that was for the sake of entertainment. And I'm like, so my boy is just showing you, hey, this is what it's like to be me, and I happen to put a Drake song behind it. And now I'm being dragged through the streets because you're like, oh, bro, could never be me. I understand that. That's why you'll also never get brand deals. Right. That's why you'll also never have the opportunity to leave whatever current situation you're in. Yep. And you'll always be a consumer.
Now look at him.
My man's up. My man's up big.
So that was all happening. He hits me up. I'm in Arizona. He hits me up. He says, bro, ESPN hits me up.
That's wild.
They want to do a brand deal, but they don't want to pay him yet. This is like right when it first happened. They didn't want to pay him, and he was like, what should I do? Gave me advice. He ends up going to ESPN, doesn't take the deal. Month later, they hit him up, paying him. Big bag.
There you go.
There you go. And it's like now he's Target. He got everything with Target. Drake reposted him.
I think that was probably the biggest win.
That was the biggest win.
It wasn't even that Drake reposted him. It was that Drake gave him a whole shout out by name and then created the same exact content. That imitation is flattery. Literally, Drake took his own lines and said, I got you, bro.
I got you.
And now,
make one.
And now no one, you're not.
They love him now.
He's been knighted by Drake. No one's gonna say anything.
He's been knighted by Drake. They love him now.
They love him.
Go look at his comments. They love him now.
Oh yeah.
They got the post notifications. They love him now. And it's like, I love seeing that, and it's so exciting because it just shows you like, even with the hate, you can always, if you just do it everything the right way. He didn't respond to the hate. He just kept posting. He didn't stop posting. He did it again.
Yep.
He went back to the Target and did another video for you.
And
you know, on this one too, because he understands. He understands that the comments, the shares, and the likes, that's all gonna help him out. And they don't understand that too. It's like, if you don't want to get brand deals and make money, I think if a lot of people understood how much actual money was in this space, they would really like kind of chill on it.
They would chill, and they would honestly have a little bit more respect.
A lot more respect.
Because I mean, I've seen I follow a lot of NFL creators, like a lot of couples and NFL. Those are the people that I really rock with, just because I feel like they kind of get it. And they're normally people of color, so they really get it in the sense of creating and whatnot. But I've seen people leave the game, and now they're content creators, and they're making the same money that they were in the league, and they don't have to worry about getting injured. And I'm just like, put that into perspective. An NFL player who is one of the highest paid athletes in this country, not all countries, but in this country, decided that they didn't want to play anymore.
That lineman?
Yeah.
He's killing it.
And I'm just like, and you're clowning him because what? Why?
He gets to he doesn't get to get CTE now, and he gets to chill and make way more money.
Dude, and then what's even funnier is some athletes, Isaac Rochelle, do you follow them? I love them. Isaac Rochelle, who was it? Keith Lee, Jalen Noble.
Jalen, bro.
That's my boy. That is my boy.
You got to get him on the cast.
Dude, I would love to. If I can get him to sit down in one place.
To sit down. He'd be like Greece one day. Jamaica.
I know.
I love Jalen.
And you want to talk about someone who's taken themselves from 0 to 100. He has really done it. And he's done it in a way that I aspire to, and especially in the vulnerability section, because he will sit down in front of the camera and tell you exactly what he talked about in therapy. And granted, I go to therapy.
He's the reason I started really going to therapy.
Dude, he's the reason I started taking therapy really seriously, because of the amount of self-discovery and the quick time that he was doing it. I was like, maybe I need that. Sat down, and now I'm here. But he has really blown himself up, and the athletes that didn't make it to the Super Bowl, and then these creators all got invited out by TikTok to still go to the Super Bowl.
Yep. He's the godfather. Jalen Noble's the godfather.
He's a godfather.
He's dope, bro. He just like, his vulnerability is huge, and a lot of people try to clown him, but I just love, he just keeps it genuine, and it's like him. He's not going to he's going to be just him.
And like, how can you attack someone who's being genuine? Like, it's not like he is trying to say that his life is better than it is. It's not like he's trying to get the woe is me card. He's literally just trying to say, hey, this is what life looks like to be me in the fullest spectrum. I love my girlfriend. We travel. I get tons of great opportunities for brand deals. I'm trying to get fit now. I'm going to therapy. I love my dogs. And people are like,
I love my dogs, yeah.
Fuck you, fuck your dogs, fuck your girlfriend. And he's like, okay, I thank you for feeling and expressing that. If you'd like to unfollow me, you can. And people are like, no, we love watching you. I'm like, I don't get it.
It's such a, I feel like with it, you can never win, truly. So it's just like, you just need to stay in your own lane and just do what God has called you to do. Because that's what I feel like now. It's like, it's not even about creating content anymore. It's like, how can I continue to inspire people and to show people my route and just help people out as much as I can? Right. That's what it's really turned into. I just want to help as many people as I can. And it's crazy that you can even do that with the content.
So what's the evolution for you as a person, knowing that you as a person will bleed into your content? Like, I have a friend right now, for an example, in the process of getting ready to propose to his girlfriend, getting ready to start a family, doing all of these things. And that's when he knows, he feels his content will be the most valuable. For you, what do you feel like the next level up for you is?
Wow. That's such a good question. I feel like I'm still trying to figure that out, bro. I just really want to. Man, I've never really thought about that, because right now I'm going through like kind of like not a funk with the content, but I'm like you, bro. I'm getting bored of my content.
It's a creative block.
Yeah, it's a block. I'm just having, so trying to figure out like what's next and where do I go. It's just, man, I'm trying to figure that out right now, to be completely honest with you.
But I can tell you, if you want to follow, so there's two ways you can go about this. If you want to follow the algorithm wants more, what did my brother call it? Edutainment? Education, entertainment.
Yeah.
So, and I've seen you trying to do it with some of your stuff, right? There was a series where you were doing it, where you're creating a vlog and you were like, I'm going to voice these over. Every single one, I'm doing a voiceover.
Right.
And so that is the route that you want to go. But now it's like, you're getting to where the algorithm wants you to be, but you're still in that limbo phase of like, I'm not comfortable talking to the camera, me and you, but I'm also evolved past thinking that I, without anything else, deserve to be famous because I simply exist. So you're like in that space of like, I know I need to talk to you, but I know I'm also not, what is it?
That's a good way to put it.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but
I need to talk to you and connect with you, because I can't, like, and that's where you have to get to. And I think that I just want to be just a lot more, I just want to get more personable, really.
Yeah.
I just want to keep doing that, man. And it's like, and you're right, like the voiceovers helps. And it's like, which route do you want to take it? Because the algorithm, you're right. It's like entertainment works, and it's constantly changing, because people ask me and they're like, I'm like, the algorithm right now is different than it was when we were really getting it in with the vlogs on TikTok.
If I posted and had a trending song to it, I could have been taking a shit and I would have went viral.
Yep.
Whereas so now I could have whatever trending song and I can make the same exact thing, and I'm lucky to bust 5K. And I know for some people that might not, that is a lot, but when we're talking about the numbers that we've put up, 5K is like a percent of what I'm used to and what you need sometimes to get these brand deals.
I was just about to say what brands want.
Exactly.
Right. To have your engagement up and what these brands want, and they really want to see that engagement, because they're going to be able to picture their product on you when they go through your page, whatever that is, but your engagement has to be there too. So it's like, it's getting to a point where I try not to really worry about the numbers really much. I don't, because when you worry about the numbers, that's when you're not doing it for the right reasons.
You're creating for the numbers.
You're creating for the numbers, and then it never goes well, because you're just going to get, it's like almost like Instagram knows you're doing it, and it's like, they're like, we're not going to reward you. Right. And so you get, discouraged. So it's like, okay, how do I figure it out to where I just stay true to myself? And I'm just trying to figure out, man, just the route to take it. And you're right. And it's like thinking that you deserve to be famous because you're just creating content. But it's like, no, it's getting to a point. I was telling my boy Hoop, so I think like there's like different waves when it comes to content, right? You get in, you finally go viral a little bit, and then once you build that platform that you've been waiting for, now you have to crack into a whole nother roof, because almost the same things you were doing, especially now with the algorithm, aren't going to work as good.
What got you here won't get you there.
It won't get you there. So now you need to kind of just revamp your game a little bit, but stay true to yourself and figure out how do you tap into that next level, and what is that next level. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I just want to just show a lot more of just like what I'm doing business wise, and then travel a little bit more and just kind of show a little bit of that side. And
I mean, you're always traveling.
You
literally, I mean, it's because you work so hard that you're like, yo, I need these resets.
I need it.
And so it's like, why not?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, why not? I'm young and I have the freedom and I have the time to.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm 28.
28? All right, bet. I'm 27.
One question for you. When you started dating Natalie, what was your change, and how did you really just start like wanting to incorporate her into your content and just figuring out how to really just do that the right way without people being like, because somebody commented on my page, they were like, somebody said, we want to see his girlfriend more. Somebody said, this isn't her page. They're like, if we wanted to see her, we go to her page. And I'm just like,
it's crazy. I get, okay, I'll be the interviewed. For me, it changes a lot. So I wanted to incorporate Natalie, but I'm also similar in the sense of you, where my page is my business. And so for me, I guess the switch up really started happening once I knew that I was going to be on reality TV. Granted, if I wasn't on reality TV, Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, I would be all about it. I'd post her all day, every day, when we first started dating till now. Whereas now, because of the platform that I've gained, I have to be a little bit more selective. And the viewers, like you were saying, it's my page. If they wanted her, they would follow her. but at the same time, people want to know my life. And I'm so passionate about my partner that she is my life. Like that is literally my right leg. She's out of town. Like all of a sudden my life starts spiraling and I'm like, yo, I got to pick up way more slack than I really thought I did. This is crazy. Like she makes me miss her and not wish that I was ever single every single time she leaves. Cause I'm like I've literally told her to her face, I'm like, you make me regret ever being single because of how much of a help you are to my life. Like if she's not physically helping me, she's like keeping my mental in check, which is honestly more helpful than actually physically helping me. Cause like my body, we're fit. We can, I'm fit. And I swear to God, I have ADHD. I can move at 1,000,000 miles an hour, no problem. But the second my mental, the engine to it all starts like messing up, bro, it just starts spiraling. Everything starts going bad. And so she's really helped me with that. But all that to say, when it came to incorporating her into the content, for me, it just had to be a matter and a mixture of what was important to us. We created a page, a couples page. We haven't done anything on it because we're honestly really scared. And I think that's changing. It's changing the way that she gets perceived because she understands that the fan base that we would have from the beginning is going to be primarily because of my following. So if this fan base that we're building is already pre in love with me, I get what you, if they're already preconditioned to me, anything and everything that I do is automatically going to have her coming second, and we don't want that. We want people to fall in love with us. And so we're trying to navigate that now of like, what does content for us look like? Does it look like we create a full-on couples page, or does it look like she just makes features and people can choose or not choose to engage with it? That was another tough thing, is when I first started creating content, it was a lot about my singleness and my dating in Austin and my success. And that was what really drew people to me. They were like, how's this guy doing all this stuff? He's decently humble and he's single. That was like the carrot in front of the horse, or the cherry on top of everything. And now that I'm in a relationship, they're like, well, yeah, it all makes sense. And so now it's like the only thing left from a content perspective is for people to either love us or scrutinize us. And we're like, well, we don't want to be scrutinized, because like we're just showing love. We're just showing love. We're just trying to have a good time, like
trying to make it.
It's not like we're just trying to make it
simple.
And so that was my next question for you, was like, what's the evolution for you and your girl? Because I know sometimes she'll make cameos, and sometimes for a while I didn't even know you had a girlfriend. And then I think you posted like it was Valentine's Day last year, and you didn't post her, but you posted like what you were doing, and then she made an appearance in one of your posts, and I was like, oh shit. And then I started following her, and I was like, oh shit, she makes content too.
Yeah, she does.
And now I'm always sitting there watching her at work talk about nursing, or how she's about to go into 4 days of straight shifts. And I'm like,
it's crazy. Dang.
Like, do you guys even have time to create content together?
Right. Which is insane. And so like, we're trying to figure that out, right? So she's going through residency right now. She's a second-year residency student. She's an OBGYN. So her schedule is nuts, bro. And she started to like do a lot more, because her niche is talking about, because the best thing about it is there's so many women out there that need, and she's an OB-GYN, so she can connect with so many of them. And so like, she's just talking about her experience and the things that she sees at work. The stories I've heard,
I bet.
Doctors should be getting paid a lot more money.
Doctors and teachers should be getting paid way more money.
It's honestly insane. So she's been doing a lot more content in that space. So now I'm just really just trying to figure out, okay, like together it's like, but it's like you said, it's like, do you know, I started to like mix her in and into different videos, and I try to put her in there every now and then. But like you said, it's like my page is also my business at this point. And just trying to figure out, at the end of the day, you don't do everything just for the brand. You want to do it for yourself. But at that same time, you have to just stay true to yourself. And so I'm trying to just like figure out how to do it in that way. But it's been going good. She creates content when she has time, and she does well. I always get on her because she won't post for like 2 months and then post a video, and I get annoyed because she'll go and run it up. It'll pop off, like hit like 2 million, and I'm just like, you are ridiculous.
Right.
Like, if you don't start posting more, it's like you might as well. But there's definitely a way to figure it out, and that's what I'm kind of trying to see. Okay, how do we, we take trips together and we post that, and then trying to see how we can just start doing a little bit more and being more organic, because she does a lot of voiceovers or like just talking to the camera. She's very personable. And that's one thing I really want to do more. So even just us sitting in front of the camera and just being like, okay, how is it being an entrepreneur and then dating a doctor, and how does that work?
Right.
I think that could be like a spinoff of what we do, but just trying to figure it out, man.
The biggest thing for me that has been hard for me posting content is the fact that me and Natalie are in an interracial relationship. So I'm African American and Lebanese, and she's Cuban. And so a lot of people, like, we would love to post content, but a lot of people are like, she's not black. She's not this. She's not.
Hate.
And granted, I could give zero fucks, but it really affects her because she's like, well, all these people keep saying that this is what you should be, this is what you need. Is that the truth? And so it's like, because we aren't the perfect black couple or Cuban couple or whatever race it is couple
that they accept.
Yeah. People just kind of automatically, no matter what we post, they immediately throw us to the wolves because they're like, nope, just another interracial relationship. And I'm like, I thought love was supposed to be love. Like, if anything, what I would expect from other black people and other Lebanese people is taking ownership of me and saying, that's the way we want our men to behave. Like, not necessarily saying like, if he's not behaving like that with a black man or a black woman, then he's trash. But it's like, that is a black man, and that is the way that all black men should be, no matter what race you go into or relationship or whatever it is. And so we've also been navigating that, and I don't know if you have as well.
It definitely have, and it's so funny because Angel's black, but she gets comments all the time. People don't think she's black.
I thought she was Latina.
That's what's crazy. People either think she's like white or Latina.
Yeah, I thought she was Latina.
That is so funny. They just think she's tan.
Yeah,
but
I thought she was tan.
She's Creole, so they're from Louisiana as well. So we're both Creole, but she's just a little lighter. But yeah, everyone just thinks she's tan, but she's black. Yeah.
Oh,
which is so crazy. A lot of people don't think that,
but that's the thing is, like, people don't even know that, and they're still willing to just go ahead. Like me, I'm not gonna sit there and be like, she's a white girl. I'm not going to assume because I don't care. But no one cares, right? It's 2024.
Who cares?
But other people who do care are automatically going to see her and go, well, she's not the image of blackness that I have in my head.
In my head. Yep.
So therefore, she is not black. She is not a person of color.
Doesn't meet the standard in my head.
Right. And so it's just like, who are you to define and dictate what someone is or is not?
And that happens so much.
And people love to do that to me. Like, I made a video on snowboarding. I'm black and I snowboard.
I love that video.
Bro, it blew up. But I can't tell you how many people sat there and said, he can't speak on black experiences because he's not black. And I went,
if this
what?
This is
this hair? You guys sit here and
come on, in like, rooms, this is black.
It's black. Anywhere I go in the world, it's black. Other than when I talk to other black people, and some of them are still like, no, you are black. Like, remember that. You are black. You might not behave or have an extensive friend group of other black people, but you are black.
You are black.
But other black people who are like, you are not black enough, they're the first ones in anything I do to bring me down for not being black. But the second that I succeed, they're like, that's my black man. And I'm like, you can't have it both ways. Either you don't claim me as being a brother, or I am a brother. I'm just a different version of that, which is what our show, Summer House Martha's Vineyard, is about. Is there's different levels of blackness, but blackness is still excellence. Being black is excellence.
I love it. I love being black too. It's like, especially when it comes down to people's standards they have in their own heads, and it's like, who are you to make these qualifications? And then also, you also got to look at it as, when it comes time where being black is not a good thing, those are the times where you're black.
You know what I'm saying?
You're black when it's not good.
When movements were happening a year or two ago,
right.
I was black.
You were black.
I was black.
Very black.
But I was very black. But now that there isn't racial tension, and it's the same thing that happens when there's tension in the Middle East, and I say my name's Amir, and they go, where are you from? And I go, Lebanon. They're like, oh. So it's like, anytime there is tension with regards to race, I am whatever that is. But if there isn't, they're like, nah, you ain't shit.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what the fuck?
There's always got to be something with just people, and it just always something. You can't please everybody, and you just have to be so just sure and confident in yourself, and just in your own. You just have to have such a good mental just mental awareness about yourself.
100%.
Everything. So because people can get you down, man.
Dude.
They're gonna say the things that you don't want to hear, and they're gonna say the things that are gonna make you sad, and they're gonna make you mad. But you have to be strong. You have to have a good foundation. You have to have a good support system, and all of those things are gonna help you withstand everything.
The support system, the foundation, and it's like you've been saying from the beginning, having that mental wherewithal of yourself. Like, I know I am this. I know I am not this. Having and believing and being rooted in those things, because granted, we can say like, I am an athlete or I am a good person, but sometimes I'm not a good person. Yeah. Sometimes I don't put my shopping cart back.
Yeah.
But knowing and believing that, so that way when someone looks at you dead ass across the table or through a screen or whatever it might be and says, you aren't that, and it doesn't shake your world. Because I'll tell you what, this past year, me being on TV and also creating content and also being a young black man in Austin trying to do real estate, like, bro, my world was like, I felt like I would kind of like glue pieces back together and then the world would just like shake again, shake. And I never really got a solid foundation. And it wasn't up until, I would say, like the past couple of months that I've really just started to like say fuck bro, when I tell you I have said fuck everyone so aggressively, and I try not to curse, but
you got to.
I wrote off everything. I didn't care what people thought of me as a black man doing real estate. I didn't care that people wanted me to be successful because that meant that they could be successful in real estate. I didn't care that people wanted me to be a content creator because that showed them that they could be a content creator. I just wanted to be the best version of me, show up for myself. I wanted to make enough money to the point where I'm not stressed and I can go to Whole Foods to buy my groceries. Or if I don't go to Whole Foods, I have enough time to cook whole foods. And I wanted to be able to take vacations and not stress. And then for a while I was like, if I'm not being interviewed for these like pieces on like, how much did you make in a year? What do you do? What do you drive? What was your business success? That I was like, man, I'm not making this as a 27-year-old. I am not making it.
It's crazy to say.
I don't know a fucking 27-year-old that has it figured out and is making it.
No.
And if you are, come be on my podcast because we would love to figure out how you're making it. But it's crazy to think that even below the age of 30, we think that we should have everything figured out. Like, our parents didn't. My mom still doesn't have shit figured out. Yeah. She loves to tell me that and loves to let me know. Like, if I have a question for her, she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, wait. Even at I'm 27, 47, my mom, the person who's supposed to know it all doesn't know it all.
And it's honestly crazy to see because I was actually telling somebody this recently. When you're a kid, you think all the grown-ups and all the people that are older than you just have everything figured out.
They got the answers.
Everything. They got the answers. And then you get older and you start to see them motherfuckers don't know.
They don't know.
They don't know shit. You're like, shit. You're like, if you don't know nothing, and I'm getting older, and I think I don't know nothing.
Right.
It's like, what really is going on?
And you know what's crazy is to think about that and have that perspective and be like, you raised me.
Yeah.
How the fuck did you raise me? Because now I think about the day, and I can't wait for the day that I have a kid or kids. But I think about that, and I'm like, I will be a child raising a child.
Yep. Scary.
But at the same time, I look at my mom, and she was 19 raising a child, and I'm like, me at 19, boy.
Yeah, like my mom was 21, so she had me young too, and that's like, crazy, bro.
I would have forgot to feed me so many times. I forgot to feed myself.
And then those were times too were way different than now.
Way different.
And it's like you just got to give them you got to kudos, you know.
I give my mom her flowers every single time. Every time that it comes up, like about her raising me, and then circumstances and what she was able to accomplish and still work, and I'm like, flowers.
I have so much respect for my parents. So much, man. Yeah.
This is the portion now of the podcast where we really want to focus on the business side of you. From a content creator perspective, obviously we're both a part of the same agency now. Thank you for the...
Oh, for real?
Yes, sir.
Let's go, bro.
Yes,
I told my girlfriend, I can't wait to see you watch this. I told my girlfriend the other day, I said, I'm meeting with Amir in Austin. I was like, I'm going to talk to him because I want to get him signed with Komodo.
Yeah.
I was like, I think you'd be a great fit. And I told Komodo about one of my boys, because he was going to be a great fit, and I just feel like you would be great. Oh my God.
No, yeah.
So good to hear.
We had a really good conversations. I met with Monica. And Monica was like, so funny fact, I just got done watching your show and you hit us up, and I was like, what are the fucking odds? And so that happened. And then I also want to dive into the real estate perspective. Obviously you're a real estate investor, but you've also started creating a real estate course. And I really just want to give this an opportunity for you to now get everyone to know, let everyone know the business side of Cam.
Okay.
Like how does he tick? How does he make his money? You don't have to talk about your money, but just like, obviously you got different sources of income and you have the freedom to take vacations. You got the Louis Duffel, like you got it all. So now let's give people the pieces of nugget that they might need or could get from watching this, or can reach out to you directly.
Okay, yeah. So business side of it, I'll start with real estate, really.
Yeah.
My bread and butter right now is, okay, so a lot of people like flips or wholesaling, right?
Yep.
So a lot of people want to wholesale and they want to get into real estate because they honestly think it's easy. And like you said earlier, there's so much information on real estate out there. Like a lot of people just need someone that they can just trust, truly, right? And that's what I like to be for people. So for me, my bread and butter is I look for a property about 150,000 to about 175, 180,000.
And this is in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, this is in Houston, Texas, or Louisiana.
Or in Louisiana. So with Houston or Louisiana, do you stick to a specific, because again, Houston is a very big city and people who are looking to get into real estate investing, do you stick within 30 minutes of your place or do you have a specific area? Like talk about that as well.
Like I would say that, okay, so Louisiana, I stay in a specific area, right? Near LSU, kind of downtown. Okay. Louisiana is gentrifying very, very slow. It's a little bit behind. So in Houston, it's different because Houston's such a big city that now it's so expensive to live in the city that a lot of people are going to the outskirts, right? Yeah. So as long as you can see the city from a neighborhood, gold mine, because they're gentrifying everything. You can go to Houston and you'll see, not a great house, townhome, new townhome, new townhome. Not a great house, new townhome, new townhome.
Sounds like Austin.
So, it's happening everywhere. So
yeah.
Like a little bit out of the city. So I say if you're in Houston, U of H area, 3rd Ward, 5th Ward, areas like that are just blowing up. They're gentrifying. And so you got to get in those areas quick. And if you can see the city, because everyone's moving to the outskirts, and that's where you're going to get really those hardworking families that are like going to pay you rent on time and are going to be, good tenants and are going to be good people. They're moving those to those outskirts, and then you can get a good price. So I would say that's kind of where I focus on with that. And I try to find properties that are sometimes a little bit more beat up than others, depending on the price range, but about 150,000 to where I can put down. I usually like to put down 5 to 20% on a property, get the property, and I want to be able to rent it out for the 1% rule. So you have to rent it out for 1% of what the purchase price was, or how much the property is, and that's kind of how I go.
How much you purchased it for, or the ARV, which is after renovation value?
Really, ARV.
ARV. Yeah. ARV is what we're going for.
ARV is what I go for, and so if it can rent for that, then I usually like the property. But for me, a lot of people, one thing that really blew up is when I was getting these properties in Louisiana for like $100, $500.
Saw that. That was cool.
Which was crazy, right? Yeah. And that's real stuff. Like I was showing people the whole process. I was like, you can do this, but you have to go to Louisiana to do this, right?
Right.
You can do it in other states, but it's a little bit different. So when I'm in Louisiana, my strategy is a little different. Louisiana, you can find a property in Louisiana for like $20,000. And it might need a lot of money to it, but there's different loans, FHA loans. There's different kind of loans that you can get throughout the state and with the government that they can help you on, to where you can either get money to purchase the property and also fix it up.
Do you work with lenders, or do you work with a lender, or do you work with a bank?
I work with both.
Both.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I work with a lender and I work with the bank. So I just work with the bank on this last property that I'm actually closing on next Friday. But it really just depends. I also have some hard money lenders, and that's what I kind of connect the dots with people that want to work with me or that need help, right? So I tell them, okay, let's get on a call and let me know, do you have a VA loan, where you're living at, and kind of like tell me what's going on, how much capital you have, and I can kind of structure your plan. So that's what I've kind of been doing for a lot of people that I've been helping out, and that's why I'm coming out with the course, right? Everyone's got a course, of course, but I really want to take the time to, and I'm not rushing it. I'm doing the course over the next 8 weeks, right? I'm taking it slow. I'm working with somebody. I'm going to do the videos slow and make sure I just tackle everything and I really do it right, just to show the different signs. I want to show how you can do the BRRRR strategy, fix and flip, the benefits of that. I've never done wholesaling before, but that's one thing that I'd like to get more information on, because everyone asks me and everyone wants to do that.
Like wholesaling for like physically calling,
and getting under contract, getting somebody else to
I didn't know if you wanted to start acquiring properties and then wholesaling them, or you wanted to be a wholesaler in the sense of like, because obviously you're already in these distressed neighborhoods. So if you know someone that is in a position to sell, hey, I might know a guy, and then you make that difference.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, I'm always in areas that are distressed. Yeah, I just love it. Like to be completely honest with you, I'm from Louisiana, Baton Rouge. If you're familiar with Louisiana at all, you know kind of how those parts are. I just love just like the grimy areas, man, because those are just like, they need to work. And it's like, I love being able to get an old house, put some money into it, and then put a really good tenant in there. And then they stay. Tenants pay the house off 2 to 3 years, and you'll have the house paid off 2-3 times.
That's crazy.
It's insane. So that's kind of where I am with that. And I've been getting into multifamily a lot more. So that's one thing I'm really trying to expand on, and just jump into multifamily with apartment buildings, 10 plus units and up, and kind of go buy something, add value to it, and then be able to either hold it for 3 to 5 years and then sell it, or just, hold it forever and just keep expanding, refinance it, buy another one, and kind of go.
Right.
And I tell people all the time, if you really want to get invested in real estate, worrying about the money is the last thing you need to do.
Okay.
Because the money's going to be easy to get. And that's why I tell all my mentees or people that I help, I say the money, we're going to worry about that last, because that's going to be easy. We're going to find a deal, and we're going to find the right property, because I guarantee you I can find a lender, or I can find you a bank that's going to be able to work with
The deal's the hardest part.
The deal's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Getting the money is easy. There's so much money in this world, I guarantee we're going to be able to find it.
Yeah.
Your aunt has money, your grandma, your mom, your sister, somebody
has money.
A connection or a connection that connection has money. I guarantee that you'll be able to get. Now, are you going to get out of your comfort zone to make sure that you can make these connections and do what you need to do to get a hold of that once you get the property? Because once you have the property and you have the plan, you can go to somebody that's never even invested in real estate before. If you have the plan and you have the numbers and you can tell them what's going on. And you can make
it show. People are, especially when it comes to investing, if you're able to even give them a % on their return or whatever it might be, that's better than what the bank's giving you.
That's way more than what the bank's giving you. Exactly. And then they'll be more open to it, especially if you know your shit. Right?
Yeah.
And so I tell people all the time, just worry about the money last. There's so many different ways to get into it. You want to find the deal first. And then now you got to figure out, okay, how can you get into it? What, location and everything. There's a lot more that goes into it, but worry about the money last and just find a great deal.
What was the process for you in the sense of, obviously right now you are a property manager in a glorified sense.
Right.
Why did you decide to go that route versus fix and flips? Because you're doing fix and flips right now.
Right. Technically.
Yeah.
Fix and flips for me, it's like, they're good, but okay, once you fix and you flip it and you get this lump sum of cash, what are you going to do with this cash?
You got to run and get into the next project.
Right. You got to go into the next one. It's constantly a race, and you never really feel fulfilled, right?
Right.
For me, my goals, I like to acquire assets, and I want to make sure that my monthly income is continuing to go up to where I can go and take these trips and I can relax and I can do the things I want to do, because when you're fixing and flipping, it's a lot more stress, to be completely honest with you, because when you're doing them, I have a friend that does it, and man, he's going to different properties every day.
He's a general contractor.
He's a general contractor. He's going to these properties and he's flipping them. And it's so much work. And like I said, I can be lazy at times. So it's like a lot of that is not what I want to do. I want to be able to acquire the property, and I want that cash flow to feed me the rest of my life. And that's just kind of what I saw my mom do. And that's just kind of something that I fell in love with. And so that's what I do personally. And I just love that side of it. Real estate is it's bread and butter, man. So that's like basically where I make my money from: buying the properties, putting the money into it, renting it out to a great tenant, and then going about getting another one. And I just want to get as many as I can.
And then when it comes to how you source your properties, so obviously a good way is the MLS, working with an agent. There's also other ways, off-market deals, private listings, individuals who personally reach out to you and say, yo, I see what you're doing. I got a deal for you. What's been your best strategy? What's worked the best for you? Granted, I know you might have a couple of deals that have came from different avenues, but what's been like your biggest pipeline?
Biggest pipeline is just people knowing what I do and literally just sending me deals like you just said. Cam, I got something I think that you would love. I got something that, just randomly, like I probably got a text about a property just since we've been in here.
Yeah.
It's just somebody being like, hey, I got this property. You know anybody that would want it? And social media, to be completely honest with you, because I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you want to be successful in whatever it is, everyone around you needs to know what you're doing.
100%.
Everyone around you needs to know what you're doing. If you're buying real estate, if you're selling cookies, people need to know what you're doing, because if they don't, then how are you going to be successful? So for me, it's like letting everybody know what I'm doing. I'm looking for properties. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for that. And they just come to me at this point.
Nice.
But just like good relationships, to be completely honest with you, just good relationships have brought the best deals to me. And it's honestly funny how we got this last deal. That'll have to be a story for another day, but just through connections, man.
Yeah.
Like on accident, like actually like went to the property, looked at it, was too slow on it. Ended up, my realtor texted me 3 days after we went. She's like, man, somebody already closed on it. They just bought it. I was like, man, I had my mom, we were going to look at the property because I had my mom coming to town because I wanted one more day to look.
Right.
She's coming into town. She's over at the property.
Your mom is?
Yeah, my mom's over at the property. And I text her, I'm like, yo, realtor just texted me. She said, we can't get it anymore. Somebody just got it. She's over at the property, and literally it's somebody that we know that purchased it. And basically, he gave us the property because of a deal that we had that fell through previously. And he ended up giving it to us. Yeah, basically.
Wow.
Technically gave it to us, yeah.
Small community.
Yeah, small community.
Dang.
So, just networking and things like that. The best properties are always the ones that are not necessarily on MLS, in the sense of, because there's so many people from Cali and there's so many big people with so much money that are buying these properties that they're just taking them so quick. They're taking them so quick. So having those connections and just people knowing what you're doing and being able to, say, hey, I got this off-market deal, or I got something I think you would like before it hits the listing. And then that's kind of how I like to do it.
So we've got the real estate side of you. What's a way that you've been monetizing your following in social media? Obviously, once you get into it, it was originally a hobby, and now it's something that you can actually make some income on.
Yeah.
How are you monetizing that?
So how I'm monetizing, it's funny because when I first started, I never really thought I would make money from it. And I never thought it would be what it is, right? And I'm obviously not as big as I like to be because I think I have a lot of growth to do. I still think I'm at like the starting stages of it.
Yeah.
But how was I able to start monetizing was I started to getting emails just like anybody else. You start getting the emails and like you're getting, you feel good.
Hey, we got this product. Can we send it to you? Make some videos.
Right. Okay. So you're just like me. All right. So we've been doing it for around the same time.
Yeah.
And you get the emails for the free stuff, and you're just happy to be here.
I'm
just happy to be here, bro.
Dude, I got shirts. I got shorts. I got colognes. Like I'm like sick.
I'm like sick. I'm like, this is all I wanted. I'm like, I just wanted the free stuff. I don't even want
you to pay me to make, because I feel more obligated once you pay me. I just want you to send me free shit.
Just send me the free shit, right? And so that's how I started off, and I'm like, man, I just love getting this free shit. And then a couple little opportunities come, or $1,000 here, $1,000 here, and you'll start just taking BS deals because you're like seeing the money and you just want to like try it out. And then you realize, okay, once I started seeing like kind of like other creators like posting how much they were making, I was like, this is for real? I was like, I'm BS.
I felt like a prostitute. Like I felt like I was sitting on the corner and I was watching other people get picked up for high dollar, and I was like,
I'm sitting here looking stupid.
What?
Yeah. So that happened to me, and I was like, okay, let me figure this out. So my boy Nate, 6Nate, his name is 6Nate on IG. Okay. He does vlogs and things like that. He was actually signed with Komodo.
Oh, 6Nate, yes.
6Nate.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
This is how this all about to come together. He was signed with Komodo first. I saw he was monetizing. And I was like, man, I know I need to figure out how to start getting better deals. So I was like, let me figure out what it is. So I talked to Nate, and he kind of told me some things that his managers were telling him. And I was like, okay, let me take these strategies and kind of like revamp and try to like make things a little bit more clean. So I did that, and then he ended up connecting me with Monica. I talked to Monica, and she was like, okay, through the connection of Nate, she was like, okay, let me talk to my team. We got on the call. Let me talk to my team and see. And I kind of told her basically my goals with social media. I was like, I haven't really done too much. I haven't really making it. And I've been making content for like 2 years at this point. Yeah. Not even really making not even making no real money.
Right.
No money.
Yeah.
Just getting free stuff. And I was like, man, I really
enough to afford like the camera gear. And
enough to afford, like exactly. To where it makes sense. Well, this is when my mom is she's very pessimistic. Okay. So she's like, I need to see it.
Right.
So once I wanted to start making money to where I could show my mom and be like, this is a legit thing that you can do. Yeah. And so I knew I wanted to get it to that point, and I wasn't really making enough. And so I talked to Monica where I wanted to take things, and they ended up, I don't know how they wanted to sign me. I'm just like, thank God that they had something that they saw in me. Yeah. Because that really truly changed my life in the sense of content, right? So signed with them, didn't get anything for the first 6 months. The manager I had, they ended up getting rid of him, and I got another manager. So that next 6 months went great. Yeah. I don't even want to say how much I made, but it went really well, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. I was like, this is
what I wanted.
Getting this much for one video, it honestly blows your mind.
Oh, it's crazy. And it's crazy to think that it was a negotiated budget, because they have bigger budgets, and it's like they felt like it was a win for them, and it probably had like 3 zeros behind it, and you're just like, I won, and they're like, no, we won.
I'm like, y'all can win all y'all want, and we can keep winning like this, right? So once I signed with Komodo and really started seeing that, I was like, okay, let me start taking it more serious. And I love that the managers, you're gonna love Komodo because the bi-weekly calls, and they really care about you. in your success, because obviously they're successful if you're successful.
Exactly.
But at the same time, they really want to see you. They're going to give you the strategies. They're going to tell you. They talk to Instagram. They talk to Meta. They talk to TikTok. And they're going to give you the strategies and be like, hey, we think you should try this. We love this about your content. We don't love this about your content.
Yeah.
We love this and we love this. This brand said they want to see more of this. And they're very transparent. I tell my manager, man, hey, tell me what you got. I said, this video sucks.
Especially as an athlete.
Let me know.
Like you're coachable.
Oh,
like
you're coachable.
you tell me what to do, I'm going to do it.
And that's one thing I feel like Liam, shout out Liam, that is my manager's name. I really took his coaching really well. I was like, man, tell me what I don't do good and tell me what sucks. And he was like being flat. He was like, man, your engagement sucks right now. He's like, I tried to get you this, and this, but your engagement sucks. You need to start doing this, and this. And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Right.
Let's bring it to the table. So really, I know that was like a long way of explaining it, but really just starting to monetize it with the manager helped a lot, bro, because you get the emails as a creator and we're not professional. I'm not a professional like negotiator. So like we're taking these little deals and we're just like we don't know what we're worth, to be completely honest with you. And these brands, like you said, they have all this money and they're sitting there looking at us like, oh, we just got
Right. We got them.
We got them.
I remember when I would get brand deals for like $500 and I was like, hey, just post it on your story. And I was like, sick. But you also, for people that are looking to be creators, what you also have to realize is as you work with these brands, we as your community know that when we see a brand that isn't authentic to you, that you're selling us on something, you're promoting something. And so the reason that we negotiate traditionally larger lump sums is because we've built such a community that is big enough and trusts us enough that if we are putting our name on something, we are sacrificing a piece of our brand to our community. It tanks our algorithm. It hurts the way that we create content. And traditionally, whenever we have to create content for a brand, it's not like the brand goes, hey, do your thing and then use us. They have a complete way that they want you to do it. And it could be a complete 180 from how you create content altogether.
Yep.
I mean, I know I'm working with the specific brand right now and they want me to create content that is just not the vision that I would have for it. Granted, everyone's loving it because I'm in my draws, but at the same time,
I saw that. I was like, I need that deal.
You need that.
I need that deal.
Let me tell you
I said that. I said I need that deal.
Let me tell you what.
Say that. I need that deal. And it's like, people don't understand too. They're giving you briefs.
Yeah.
So sometimes, like, I love the brand that comes and they say, "We just want you to be organic. Just fit it in and be organic." Right? And I love that. And I think that's one thing that Jalen Noble does really well.
Oh, dude,
but
every
his
single time.
audience is so big, and he's gotten to a point where everything he does now is going to hit.
It's gonna hit, especially when you've got when you have 1 million followers, and you just take 1% of 1 million followers. It's gonna make sense. Like. 100K videos or 100K views on a video, a brand loves to see that.
Love that.
If I hit 100K for me personally on a brand video, I'm like, I did that thing. I did that.
Killed that.
Right? But for Jalen, that's normal. I've seen he did a collab with Peloton, and I try to recreate the same video. And that's one thing that I like to do as a creator is I see you guys doing different things, and I'm like, let me see if like his style works for me too. Jalen created a workout video of how he wants bigger legs this year, and I was like, I'm stealing that.
I like that. But I'm so glad that you're saying this. I don't even mean to cut you off.
No, please.
I'm so glad that you're saying this because that is what you don't recreate the wheel.
No.
Because you see other creators, and that's what it is. Because you get inspired, and you're like, wow, I love how. And it's really just like I love how he did that video. Let me try to do my own spin on it and try to do something because it worked for him.
And that's society today. Is like you don't really see too many people completely reinventing the wheel, bringing a new product to light, or creating this amazing thing. It's always something that you already have, just with a twist. And so like if for a while, especially when we were talking about our creators block in the first part of this, is I was like, I need to be unique from absolutely everyone. And then I need to be creating something where people want to copy me. And then I was like, now I'm at a point where I'm like, why am I trying to source something new when the algorithm is literally showing me what is working right now, and all I have to do is put my face on it with my spin and my twist.
My B-roll. I'm gonna save that video and put it. If I see a video I like and it gets me like inspired, save. I got a tab content inspiration. Save content inspiration.
Deadass. That is
deadass.
It's content inspo, podcast inspo, and I have inspo. And that's the thing is like, if you're wanting to step into the creator space, what you need to do is you need to stop being a consumer and start being a creator. What a creator does when they are watching content is if something doesn't serve them for the purpose of can I recreate this, I scroll. The second I find something, I'm not watching it to watch it. I might the first time, and I'm like, oh shit. And then if I notice it caught my attention, I'm like, oh shit, let me rewatch that and figure out why did me as a creator just get sucked in as a consumer, and then save that. And then what you do is you play with that. You create it. You might not even have to post it, but you play with that and figure out, do you like it? And if you like it, post it. And if you don't, post it. Still. Post it. Because what it's going to do is it's going to show that you are a trying individual, especially to others and to the algorithm and to brands. You might have 500 followers, but if you are someone who posts consistently and you have a loyal 10 or 15 people who will buy something the second you post it, a brand cares about that versus someone who has 200,000 followers and gets maybe one link click from that.
Yep. And so that happens.
It does.
And that's what I was telling my boys, like building a community, that's one thing I really wish. And that's one thing I really love that you did. I really think that you built that community so well. And I think that it's like you can build the following, but building that community is going to serve you way more than anything. And I tell people too, I'm like, if you want to get into creating content, I don't even say anything. I say go find 3 creators that you think that either you can create their content or their content is inspiring you and you can just picture yourself in that.
Yep.
That's what you have to do. And you have to find them and you need to study their content. You go to 20 of their videos and you say, what videos got the most views and the most interaction and why? And you watch them. And then you go and you say, okay, voiceover. All 3 had a voiceover. Okay, voiceover. All 3 of them were 45 seconds to a minute. Okay, 45 seconds to a minute. Okay. Words on the screen. Okay, 2 of them had words on the screen, 2 of them didn't. Okay. And you're figuring out, okay, what works? You're dissecting it. And that's how you have to, I love how you said that. You have to consume the content, but you have to, like, when I watch videos and I see a video I love, I'm like, oh my gosh. I rewatch it. I'm like, how did he get that angle? Or like, how did he do that edit? And I'm like, okay, I like that. I'm not going to do, maybe I'm not going to do exact that, but I can do this instead. And 100%. Then I'm like, and you're playing with it and you're making it work. And that's how you evolve. And that's how you get better. And that's what I've seen that works.
And the last thing, we're going to be tight on time here, but the last thing I want to talk about is from like a time management perspective. Obviously you have real estate, you have your girlfriend, you have content creation, you have a life. How do you kind of manage that time and how do you prioritize what to do?
Man, honestly, it's just like I'm trying to do a lot better at really treating, because it's getting to a point now where content is getting, I'm so glad that you just said on Komodo, because it's getting to a point now where we can really take this to the next level and be doing what Jalen Noble is doing and really like growing our audience and really making a killing from it and still being able to inspire. So it's getting to a point now where I really want to like treat my content creation almost like a 9 to 5 in a way, to where, okay, my real estate stuff's gonna be my real estate stuff, and I'm gonna always have time for it.
You can do that, but you can do that in your sleep though. That's the thing, is like you've taken the time to learn the craft, so now content can be your bread and like it can be your new.
It's a new bread and butter, because even when I'm doing the real estate, I'm getting the content.
Yeah.
So at this point, it's turned into like everything is content. So it's like real estate is gonna happen, and real estate is content. So I'm like, okay, let me start treating it like a 9 to 5, and that's where I'm like trying to structure my days a little bit more, to where I'm really being more serious about studying my own content, studying other people's content, and then trying to put out the best product. And so that's what I'm doing right now, and just trying to figure out, okay, if I treat it like a 9 to 5, how does that look for me? And I tell people all the time, I'm like, if you're worried about posting, you're worried about the numbers, I guarantee you post 100 videos, you're not going to lose followers.
No.
You're only going to gain followers.
That is a great point.
You won't lose followers.
You post 100 videos, you will not lose followers. It'll only work out in your favor.
It will only work out in your favor. And I think a lot of people, I think the biggest thing that stops people from being successful with anything, but content creation specifically, is what people think of them.
Well, yeah, but you got to think about it from this perspective, is you are posting content because you want people to think of you.
Yes. Exactly.
So it's like, it's a double-edged sword of, I'm creating content and I have to create a community that cares about me. But at the same time, I'm creating content, and if I see that go the opposite direction, not in a positive slope, I immediately panic. I mean, even myself on TikTok, I got all the way up to 200,000. Now I'm sitting at like 191, 192, and I jump back and forth.
We're at the same place.
And I know why it is. It's because of the content that I've been posting. I took a huge hiatus, especially because of the show. I was trying to find my brand, whatever it might be. But every single time I post a video and I see that number start to dip even lower, I'm like, oh, don't post a video because you don't want it to go lower.
Right.
But at the same time, I need to shed some fat because I need to build that new community. And so it's like, I'm glad we're having this conversation and we're about to wrap it up, but you almost have to be okay. It's like friends. You almost have to be okay with letting the bad ones go, because you need the ones that are going to stick with you forever.
Yep. You just hit it on the head. But man, it's such a game and still figuring it out. But I love it, man. I truly love creating content and it just turned into everything. And I look at it too, it's like, I have not met a person that is under 50 years old that doesn't have a social media app on their phone.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're already consuming. If you're consuming so much, why not just create a little bit?
Creator.
Just create a little bit. And you don't have to set the tripod up and get all your moves. No. You can do a no face, or you can do, if you like cooking, you can do cooking.
Yeah.
There's so many skills and there's different things. Like I love when you see like just like random videos of like people breaking glass. Like you'll see like people like dropping
it, and I'll sit there and watch that shit. I'll be like, oh, that bottle didn't make it, right?
Like it, right? And so it's like you just never know what it could be, and it could change your life. I've seen people change their life off. Drew Wall's life changed with a matter of 2 months.
I mean, my life changed. I got an opportunity to be on a reality TV show. Mm-hmm. I've gotten millions of dollars worth of real estate deals. I'm currently working with a developer, and it is all because of social media. But it's because we took the chance, and we were okay with the fact that we understood people are going to like us, or they're either going to like us or hate us. But at the end of the day, I need to do this because it's what works best for me.
Yep, and it's what I like.
Yeah. Last question I want to leave you with before we wrap this thing up. What is Cam's version? What does it mean for Cam to just be making it? Like, what is it? One day you've got a private jet. Like, is it money? Is it time? Is it your relationship? Is it all of it? What does just making it mean to you?
Man, what is just making it to me is, and it's so crazy to say that because like, man, you think you want the jet, you want the house, you want the cars, you want all this. And it's so funny because the older I get, the more people I'm meeting with all of those things. And I hate to even say it, but a lot of them are some of the most unhappy people I've met.
More money, more problems.
Yeah, and it's like a lot more problems as you get. So it's like I chased that for so long, but now I just want to chase. I just want to figure out the best version of myself, showing up, best version of myself for the people in my family, and for my friends, for my community, and just being the best version of me, man. And it's like you can get caught up in the money and all of those things, but everyone says that money can't buy happiness. Yes, I understand. But, I wouldn't be happy broke either, but so it's like, there's definitely a healthy medium, but at the same point, I just want to be my best self, man. So making it for me is just being healthy physically, being strong mentally, and then working on my communication is one thing I have to do really, that's huge. I have to work on my communication and just being the best person for the people around me, bro, to be completely honest with you, because the more you think about it, it's like, those are people, your girlfriend, your kids and your family, your close family, like these are the people that you're going to be with forever. So it's like, I want to be the best version of them, and I want them to constantly see me grow and be a better version of me. And I want to look back and I want people to be at my funeral and say, man, Cam. Yeah. Like Cam cared. Like I went to a funeral recently, and everyone, they just had a good thing to say about just how she loved everyone, and she always, so selfless. And it's like, I felt like I was that at one point. And I think I got away from that, focused on the wrong things. And I got off of my path. And I've really just been trying to step into my faith a lot more lately, and just step into who I'm supposed to be for the people around me, and not really worry about how I feel on the inside. Right. Because I need to be the person that, that my mom needs me to be, and that my girlfriend needs me to be. And I need to really figure out, how can I be this, but also be just confident in myself and keep evolving. And so that's what, for me, is just like right now, it's just gotten a lot simple, bro. What it is to make it is just being healthy, man. If I can just wake up, I can get my run in. Yeah. I can go and shop where I want to shop. I can cook the food I want to cook. That part. And I can just like live how I want to live, and I can travel every now and then. I'm happy. That's a good life. To be completely honest with you. That's a good life. Yeah. And I can golf. And I like golfing now. I know you do. Yeah. I saw you pick that up. I'm a little jealous of that. Yeah, I've been loving golfing, man. I've been picking up. I got a coach, and it's been going well, man. I play tennis. Like we pickleball. Like I'm just picking it all up. I love it. At this point, I'm just like, I could go pro in 4 different sports. Yes. I might just try to. You sound like me. I said, look, 5 years, I might be on tour. Who knows? Watch me. Yeah. Well, man, I appreciate you coming in today. Drove all the way from Houston to Austin. Yeah. Not just for the podcast, but for everything. But I really appreciate you taking time. Of course. This is another episode of We Are Just Making It. I'm your host, Amir. I'll see you guys on the next one.